Hi, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of River City Knits. We are currently on episode 6, I think.
Yes, that's right, 6.
Episode 4, if you follow us on Instagram, episode 4 was lost to the iPhone computer gods. We had some issues in technical editing, and it's no longer usable. So, we'll try to hit some new stuff.
All
and
audio, no sound.
Some of the important stuff that we missed from that last episode.
All audio, no sound? That's...
Yeah, there was no video.
No, all audio, no video.
Oh, sorry.
So we could make it a radio podcast.
Word salad. I could have just drawn little pictures.
And we would just do like
a
little like
stick figure. Oh,
and then
one
we're
of
like
these
with
days.
the like knitting, and then we'll have like our different projects.
You remind me, the next time I have an organ removed, I'll sit in the hospital and I'll draw.
Okay.
I'll draw the video to go with that.
An organ removed? What are you talking about?
Well, she's got nothing better to do but sit and recover.
I spent most of like 2015 in the hospital, so
that's true. Yeah. So it's a few days before Halloween. It's Sunday afternoon, the 29th of October. And we had thought about
2 days.
2 days before Halloween.
Woo!
31,
so
yeah.
Excited.
And we thought it'd be kind of fun to kind of do part of our podcast at the historic Menger Hotel in downtown San Antonio, right next to the Alamo. And we did it. That's why we're here.
We did it.
We got a little gun shy.
We got,
I got scared. I got scared.
So, yeah. I was ready to go renegade.
Elisa wanted to go guerrilla podcasting.
Yeah. Just go in there, just like start shooting.
And then a toddler ran out in the road.
And Enid was driving.
And it kind of went all to shit from there.
Which has nothing to do with us recording a podcast. But it was like on our adventure to like park. And
so I thought, okay, well, we can't go into the Menger because Menger has crazy rules to videotape.
There's like this whole policy thing.
Like there's like an application and...
And I personally think knitting podcasts would be exempt, but we'd rather be safe than sorry. We don't want to
get permabanned.
Yeah, Menger's a nice place. It's really cool there. So maybe a feature episode. Maybe we'll see if we decide to do some paperwork.
So the plan B was to find a cool place downtown, but apparently everybody thought it was a great place to be downtown today.
It's a beautiful day.
So all of San Antonio is downtown. And people just cross the road wherever they feel like it. And I'm behind the wheel. So I got a little scared. I got a little nervous.
So here we are.
Here we are back.
We're back.
So we're back at the yard barn.
Which has its allure and its spookiness to it. I find
that's
balls
right.
Of, this week, was it? What day was it?
It was like Thursday. Wasn't it?
Thursday. We'll insert video of the scene of the crime. Yeah. I'll take some video when we're done here.
Little ball of yarn just pop out randomly.
But it wasn't even like a round ball. It was not. Like the flat
bullet ones.
It's not here. It's back there. The ghost is back there.
It's not the rolly kind. And the rolly kind, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a rolly kind. And when I walk past, I expect them to... I'm on this, the shop's wood floors. So, it bounces around when you walk past it. So I expect some rolly, but not that kind. That's not the rolly kind.
So this is the scene of Enid's yarn dropping. Her little haunting thing. If you saw her story on Instagram. What fell was from this shelf up here. And it's this super sticky Noro like Plymouth Gina. And it fell all the way to the floor. Here. So you can see that's pretty far. Pretty far. And apparently it's happened to other people too. So there may be a wee bit of haunting in the shop.
It's a little kind of creepy. But we had somebody on my Instagram said, the Copper Cauldron.
And Austin.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I've been to your store before and it's happened to me.
What?
A little ball of yarn just pops out. She's
no.
Like, She says, I feel like it's just a friendly saying hi. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you don't feel any malevolence.
Malevolence?
Malevolence.
Shabalabala.
It feels good in here. It doesn't feel creepy. But you do feel sometimes something, I think.
MCCullough Ave.
Malevolence? Malevolence.
Mm-hmm.
I can spell it.
That's your word of the day.
I know
Look
how to
it up.
spell
Google it.
Just can't pronounce it.
So
what's going on? What's new? What's shaking? What's happening?
well, we made it. We all survived Yarn Crawl.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We did.
That 2017 is in the books.
It was a fun time.
It's always a fun time.
Truly.
Fun time.
I made it to 20 shops, all 20 shops, which is really amazing that there are 20 yarn shops like in this general area. Mm-hmm. General being a broad term because the furthest location was about 2.5 hours away.
Pretty far. Navasota is more Houston than San Antonio.
For real. So, but it's cool. It's cool driving out there. But the Austin shops are so much fun, and even all the smaller little town shops and everything too. It's always a good time. The girls, so there was a group of us, as I've said before, who traveled, and two of the ladies finished their 20 shops. They did all the San Antonio ones on Friday before we left, which was Saturday morning. So when we reached our final destination, which was You're So Crafty in Seguin, they were able to turn in their passports. So it was really kind of exciting. So we took some fun pictures and stuff. So
that's cool.
What's the name of the shop owner in Seguin?
Dana Hall. Dana.
Excuse me. Dana was. I know. So Dana was just really nice, and she was super excited.
What is that a bad thing?
So
did I do a faux pas?
I did, yes. So
I'm confused.
It's okay.
What else?
What happened?
I'm drinking sparkling water.
Oh.
So it was like, yeah, I know, right? So, yeah, You're So Crafty. They were really nice. Dana Hall was like excited with the girls too. So it was fun. And then I won a door prize. So I won 2 skeins of yarn from Happy You in Jonestown, which is northwest of Austin. And so they were from a local dyer, so that was kind of fun. Pink, so I'm thinking something for my mom and for my niece because they are both pink fans of the color pink. So you were here at the shop.
Yeah, I don't get to crawl. I get to see the crawlers and say, hi, thanks for coming. It was fun. It was really, this year's crawl was really nice. A lot of positive energy. Every year is positive, I think. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of extra happy people this time. It was nice. It's exciting.
It puts us in our zone.
Mm-hmm.
It does, and it kind of gets me excited for the change of seasons as well because I know it's in October, and so I know soon that it won't be as hot as it normally is. So that's also really nice.
So these are our stuff behind us are kind of the things, the fun stuff we had going on for crawl. I don't know if the hat's still in view, but it was when I checked. That hat was the crocheted hat that Hannah did. She's Hannah's Catch-All Cottage. Mm-hmm. And this cowl right here, it's really pretty.
Oh, it's a Claudine design.
Our good
She's
friend,
a really good friend, Matt. And then these two pretty things, I showed that in one of our podcasts. Or did I show that on number 4?
I think so.
No, I think you did in 3.
Okay. And then
I think so.
One of the guys, one of the young men from Leon Alexander, Jose, he made that hat in the worsted weight that they had. So we got some pretty things back here, all from Crawl.
It's really nice.
Crawl was a lot of fun. So thanks to everybody that came out to see Leon Alexander and Enid and myself when I was here.
You were there.
Another thing that got eaten in the last episode is that I launched a new product. So I launched a line of fabric yarn bowls at Crawl, which seemed to be a big hit. They sold out in 2 or 3 hours.
Can we show?
Yes.
What makes it even really cooler? So,
it's reversible. And it's portable. It's foldable.
It's foldable, which I think is really great when you are just out and about being a social knitter.
Look at that.
And you don't have to take your super expensive,
QVC,
fancy, beautiful pieces of art yarn bowls in your bag when you travel.
And it also folds again. Either way. Ta-da. Stick this in your bag. It'll fit in this little bag right here.
Just like that. And you'll have them at Kid and You?
I will have them at Kid and You, and I hope to have some in my shop later this week. I spent my morning cutting and sewing and interfacing and all of that. So I have about 20, 25 or 30 in various stages of production.
Oh, it's awesome.
So there should be some online. And if you're in the area and you make it out to Kidney, I will be there. That starts on November 10th. And it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And that's in Bernie, Texas. And it's a fun little show. It's pretty low key. People just mill around, and there's animals, and it's a different kind of yarn show. It's what they consider to be more of a barn show. It's a little more outdoorsy. They have animals. There's an auction.
I gotta get cozy with you. I just realized I was sitting on the edge over here.
Oh, get back on the show.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Barn show. That's really cool. I like seeing the kids with their prized mohair, kind of standing outside the barns with them. And they do so much hard work.
They do, and
it's nice to be able to share it with.
I agree with you, Amanda. It's a really kind of low key, real relaxed type of show. It's tiny, compared to a lot of, especially what's on the East Coast. I know Rhinebeck was just very, very recent, and I've only seen pictures, but I was at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and that's a whole other just huge, amazing experience there. But this one's kind of nice, and I don't know if it's because it's so local and regional, and I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of dyers. You really have fun talking with people and just reconnecting or meeting new folks as well.
Well, and on the business side of it, we take our yarn and all of that, but the real busy shows, we don't get a lot of time, for everyone. We get busy and we're checking out and we're color matching, and we don't get a lot of one-on-one time, with everybody that's running around and the people that we haven't seen, since that show last year. And, so a show like this, it's got slightly less traffic, but we have more time. More time to spend with the customers and more time to spend with the other vendors, and so that's a lot of fun.
And the weather's usually really nice because it's November.
It should be great this year. Last year it was hot. It was hot.
What is it next weekend?
2 weekends.
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
And it's supposed to be in the 70 and low in the 50s.
Which is chilly for us here in San Antonio.
But we woke up this morning and it was 3 degrees above freezing.
Fantastic.
And it's only October. It's sweater weather. But we're back in t-shirts because it's now 73 degrees.
Right. It gets warm during the day.
Way to shift that 40-degree temperature, Texas. But
so yesterday I had, for my in real life job, I had an event, and I was on site at 7:30 in the morning, and it was an outdoor event, and it was really cold, and the sun was barely rising, and I was frantically before I left looking for fingerless gloves, and apparently I've either given the pairs I've made away, which I know I've given as gifts, and I'm missing. I found one glove, but couldn't find the other one. So yesterday afternoon, after the end of the event and everything, I came into the yarn bar and I said, Enid,
I need to make some gloves.
I need to make some gloves. And I said, and I'm not going to be bothering with some fingering weight yarn. I need some worsted weight. So I bought some ultra alpaca, which is, I love Barocco because it's a good workhorse yarn, and sticking with I'm trying to do more solids and tonals because I have a lot of variegated. So it's Barocco Ultra Alpaca. We got it wound. It's super pretty. And
what pattern are you gonna do?
So I like to knit cables now. This is something.
Are you gonna do my pattern?
So, I didn't think about that.
Right up there.
Oh yeah,
I should do that one.
That's a big one.
I don't know if I needed that long, but we'll figure it out.
Short.
I can do it short. Just stop early, right?
Do you need something with a thumb gusset?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
this one
Yes.
thumbs.
Yeah. No. I don't need it. I don't know.
It's not a trick question.
I don't know if I need a thumb gusset. It feels like I don't know. Do I need a thumb gusset?
Do you require?
When you make fingerless gloves, do they have a thumb hole?
I usually do like a couple of rounds just to have a little something, but then I've done one pair where it's just a thing, like a buttonhole, but a little bit bigger, obviously.
So that pattern you have over there.
Mm-hmm. We'll paste a picture.
Yeah,
and
it's
on Ravelry.
What's it called?
It was a yarn crawl pattern you did for us.
I don't even know.
I have it.
It is Amanda's fingerless gloves for
It's like
South Central Texas winters.
It's an Outlander inspired gauntlet pattern.
That's right. Yeah. That's right because it's the big cable.
Mm-hmm. It's a big cable around the wrist, and then so you knit the cable band, and then you pick up along the edge, and then you knit the arm.
Oh, I've never done that. I've always gone almost like cuff down to do my fingerless gloves.
It's pretty simple.
I've never gone palm up.
It's not complicated, but it's got a big chunky cable.
Is it worsted weight?
It's worsted weight.
I suggested fetching.
That's what
or
it's
fetching
because she likes to do cables.
And this is also something kind of new. So a couple of weeks ago when I was working on the pattern, which I'll talk about in a second, that has inspired my cable love. Our friend Claudine showed me how to cable without a needle.
It's magic.
It was magical. I'm a little nervous though because this pattern, the mystery knit along pattern, includes lace stitching.
Oh, it's got yarn over.
So I'm a little nervous to do the cabling without the cable needle on this as being my first time to do it. So I want to do it with this fingerless glove pattern. So
well, and that's a little stickier, so it'll stick together a little bit more. So when you hold those stitches to the front or the back with your fingers, they won't slip out as easily as they would with the. With the silk, there's a silk. Yarn. Yeah, this has a silk blend to it. So we'll show a close up of this this pattern, but this is Heidi Gustad's Hands Occupied read along mystery knit along, read along. And so we are currently on week 3, which is a 2-week section. So that was just released on Monday. I'm behind as usual, so I'm almost done with week 2, and then I'll be starting week 3. But I'm a little nervous about week 3 because there's crazy things going on. There's like, what did I say? Double decreases, and triple increase or something. I don't know, but I'm really excited. There's YouTube tutorials that Heidi's uploaded, and I'm really excited to try it. But it's really pretty. There's a whole like lacy cable section. And then these really pretty candle flames, and then I'm repeating that same section. Then I realized this is why you should pay attention and read your pattern correctly. The first set of cables were supposed to be 10 repeats, and I only did 8. But as you can see, it's a provisional cast on, so I'm hoping I can just attach 2 repeats at the end. Or if it's just it'll be my own design element. I'm going to continue for the second repeat the correct way.
Will you do the other way?
No. When you get to the end, because it's a provisional, so all you're going to do here is you're just going to pick it up and bind it off. Is basically what you're going to do.
So whatever I finish, I'll just do 2 repeats. So when you get to the end,
do the 2 repeats and then pick it up and bind it off.
So
do the extra 2 on this side.
At this side of it.
Yeah,
and then attach everything else. And attach everything.
You'll never know.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. If it needs to be, but I'll be doing this the correct way because, we'll take a picture so you can see a close up, and I'm sure Enid will edit a nice little pretty close up. And then I was also reading through Stash, and I found this other worsted weight yarn, and I think it's so beautiful. So I'll probably, isn't that pretty? It's La Jolla.
How much do you have?
It's 100 grams, so it's 215 yards, and it's
this is so much fluffier.
I know, what a
They're
difference,
both 100
right?
grams, right?
Original hand painted yarn, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
It's so fluffy.
It's a pretty color. So I may be making more wrist splits because
How does this one smell? They both smell like your lotion.
My lotion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been fondling them. Just because, so yeah, I think I'm going to be putting a pause on my sock knitting so I can do some stuff for my hands. Because it was chilly yesterday morning. I was with my fleece jacket, and then I was wearing one of my cowls, and this girl's like, is that hand knit? Did you make that? I was like, yes, I did. Thank you for noticing. It was really exciting because this was a stranger. It was one of the people who was attending the event. So.
The only reason why I suggest fetching is because I knocked those out in one day. I made a pair.
I've got 2 yarns, so I could do 1-on-1.
Yay!
So So it's exciting. This is the bag that Lisa her handle on Instagram is Use Your Yarn. She was in Europe and she brought this back for me. It's a Stephen and Penelope bag.
Stephen and Penelope.
We remember 1.5.
Yeah, we did show it.
And we had the sheep poop.
Oh, that's right. We ate sheep poop, aka chocolate, or sheep poop.
Who didn't get any chocolate?
This girl.
I'm sorry.
But the whole Kruger family did. In fact, when we finished recording, her husband Scott was all like, "So, can you show me that sheep poop?
What kind of chocolate do you
Is that what kind of chocolate is it? It's like sheep poop with chocolate."
That's how my husband talks too.
Yeah.
What kind of chocolate do you
It totally is. That's my Scott impersonation.
So I've had cast-on-itis for the last month since I think we've really seen you guys. So I couldn't show this before, really. But, I shouldn't have taken that out.
Sweet. Are you casting off?
I am. I worked on this
done.
a lot at Yarn Crawl. So this is the Meandering Trails. I'm going to put this sucker back over here.
There you go.
By our super good friend, Claudie. And this is in my Melted Crayons colorway. And I love cows because you finish them and they're all bunched up. But God, and they stretch. So I thought yesterday I would cast off and weave in the ends and block it. And it would all be good and I would wear it today. And that's as far as I got because
life happens.
And then the sock that I was working on back at the beginning of the month still looks like it did back at the beginning of the month. So I am not finishing anything for Socktober, but we hope that you guys are.
Oh yeah, there's only like 2 days left.
I don't even know if anybody's entered. So if nobody enters the giveaway, then we will roll it into another giveaway.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for another giveaway.
And then, Molly's same hat. I'm still plugging away on that. I forgot about it, and then I found it when I was packing to come here today.
Is that a sock head?
Yes. That's a
Well,
sock
there's
head.
Sock October. Socktober? No, that doesn't count.
I don't think that counts.
I tried.
And then
Oh, that
and
looks
the
really
brioche.
good.
It's gorgeous.
Holy
brioche.
cow.
So that was like your big question you asked on
This is a
Instagram.
good question.
Yeah.
Whether to go blue or pink. And I should have brought the pink with me, but I didn't. So this little pink
I like the
in
blue.
here, I had a pink that went with that. And then there's not a whole lot of blue. There's a couple of smidges. But I didn't know what the contrasting color should be. And this is the Sizzle Pop by Leslie Ann Robinson. And she's like a brioche. Like, that's so beautiful. I don't even know
really
how
pretty.
she designs that. But then, so this is the front. And then I chose the
Gorgeous.
blue. And this is the back. And I think that
You chose well.
since there's not a lot of blue in the yarn, that it's a good contrast. Had I gone with the pink, I think it would have just... all of this nice contrast in here would have just
Gone away.
gone away. And that's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to knit, and brioche is always so like springy.
So spring and squishy.
And this is sparkle yarn in Cupcake and Calypso. Cupcake is the speckled, and Calypso is the blue. So, and that's a lot of fun. So that's all I've been working on.
That's all you've been working on. That's all?
That's all.
That's a lot of fun.
And I
Stuff
never
like
knit,
this.
and so I've been
Excuse me.
knitting like crazy. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm still plugging away. I turned the heel on the sock and I'm on the foot, and I won't finish in the next 48 hours
Why not?
because I want to work on this.
Is that the first sock?
No, it's second.
Oh, well, so you got this.
Oh yeah, I know,
That
but
time she's like, nah, I don't
But
want to
this is like, I've gotten kind of obsessed about this cowl. October's very busy for me work-wise.
It's a read along,
Knit along.
So are you reading? Are you listening
Mhm.
to the thing while you read?
Yeah, well, not the whole time. Like, I was at your house on Friday evening and I was working on it. So I'm not exclusively only working. Then I would never. That'd be really tough because it's, just finding time to sit and read. And I'm listening it through Audible, which is really nice. It's Jim Doyle. I think I've mentioned this before. And it's a really good read. I have kind of been doing it only in the evenings with the book because I really get engrossed in it. And if it's like in the middle of the day or if I like do it right after work or something, I won't get anything done. So I'm like, okay, all my house chores and other things are done. Now I can sit and enjoy
House
chores.
House chores will always be there.
Yeah, but
The laundry and such. At some point, you do run out of underwear.
Well,
at some point you do run out of underwear, and so you gotta at least put them in the wash.
I know.
And
Whether or not they make it to the
worst.
dryer before
That's-
you washed them 4 times.
I know.
Another matter entirely.
What are you doing in here? We gotta start the water.
Oh,
the
I
rinse
forgot
cycle
about
again.
those.
Let me throw this shirt in there along with the rewash.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that does that.
No, you're not.
No, not at all.
So look what I got going on.
Yarn chicken.
I played yarn chicken and I lost. So I have another ball here.
Yay!
But how do I attach these two without
You're gonna
causing a problem? So I did that, what do you call it, that weaver's knot, where you do the little knots and then you pull it and they shouldn't fall apart. You can cut it real close. But when I knitted into it, when I started knitting, the knot hit center of the bottom of the foot. So, and this is a little foot, so I imagine I'd be like the Princess and the Pea, like that little tiny knot would hit right at the ball of the foot. So that wouldn't
never be worn.
No, it wouldn't be comfortable, the little tiny knot. So I'm just going to start a new...
That's what I would do. I would just start a new row and then just weave in the ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's... Even though... I guess I would weave the ends on the top, right? Would you do that? Weave the ends in on the top?
On the top of the sock?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You'd weave along the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it'll be still lumpy?
Mm-mm.
It won't be as bad.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, there you go.
I could be totally wrong.
Problem solved.
I have no idea.
It'll be cool. You know, I guess this is kind of cool because what if he outgrows this? I'll just undo the whole thing.
You say, what if he
And make them
outgrows
longer?
this? Like,
but
he
then what do you
doesn't-
do about the other side?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You could cut it.
I could be
Cut it.
I'll cut it and make it a... Oh, but I have a heel
Yoga
here.
socks?
Yeah, yoga socks.
Take the heel out. Cut the heel out.
The cool thing is that right now he's the age that it's my shoe size as well. So he could fit into my combat boots. Because I have combat boots. And I can fit into his shoes. So I can buy him really cool sneakers, and then when he outgrows them, I can wear them.
Nice.
Like awesome Vans.
You're hilarious.
Elias could fit into my combat boots, but that was like for a little tiny minute.
Then his foot kept growing.
Then his foot kept growing.
Did you mention Vans? I just saw on Instagram, it's Quilt Market this weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of you have any interest in fabrics or fabric designers or anything like I do.
Let's go.
I saw, right? Me and my mom went 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Patrick was a baby and we took him with us. And I wore him. I mean, he was 3-4 months old. I mean, he was a little bitty thing. And it was on Halloween. So I dressed him up in his little Luke Skywalker
Yes, I remember.
Jedi thing and took him around Quilt Market.
So cute.
And we had a great time. And he's such a cheeser. He had all the ladies
He still has all
googling
the
over
ladies.
him. I know.
He still has all the
He's
ladies.
such a goober. But
Oh,
Tula Pink apparently is going to have a line of Vans coming out that are all going to
Really?
be paisley and coloredy, and they are spectacular. So I'm going to keep an eye out on those, and I will definitely let you guys know
Posted.
That's cool.
because they're fantastic. Google them because they're just.
I had a really cool pair of Vans that had little skulls on them. It looked like bandana pattern.
Oh,
I
that
remember
paisley one?
those.
Yeah.
I wore the heck out of those. They're like falling apart, and I still am like, I can still wear them. No, they look terrible. I have to wear them like around the house because.
And they make baby Vans, like soft bottom baby Vans that I used to have for Molly when she was like teeny tiny. That they had, and she's still such a cat fan, and I wonder if maybe this is my fault. But they had, one of them had like little cat heads all over them, and another one had like the long skinny sunglass wearing like scat cat kind of
Oh, cute.
design. They were adorable.
That's
Adorable.
cute.
So problem solved. Now I've got a little row done. Got a little thing going on here. So good. What else do I have? I'm also
yes.
doing a brioche. I decided to do, and I'm using our yarn. I'm doing the Nordic Arrows by Suzanne Sommer. 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 And it is. I said you should do the blue because I'm doing blue and white too. We're twinsies. So it's garter. They're Nordic arrows. So up along's a really long, acute triangle. It's cute. And it's got these arrows in the center of it, and they're going to be growing. They kind of intersect. It's really cool finished. And then what happens? So this is the front. So we've got the white and then the blue also. This is our yarn. It's, what is it? Something Sicily. Oh, it's one of our speckles, the Barnow yarns, and it's Sicily. What is it called? I can't remember. It's a rainbow colored speckle. I can't remember the name. I'll write it down in the notes. And then this is our gradient blue jay, so it's really pretty. Then what happens when you're done with the triangle, you're going to do an I-cord bind off with this all the way around. Is that pretty? It's our key lime craze. Key lime craze, blue jay, and picture it. Sicily, that's what it's called.
That's going to be really, really cool with that bind off.
Yeah, I can't wait. I was complaining and griping the whole time because it's the brioche and I'm not a briocher, and they come to a point. And so when you do that decrease, kind of like you do the 5, yeah. You're like, pull 2 over, knit 2 together, and then pull the other one back over, and then knit it, and then pull it over the top, and then bring them back on.
You're just flipping like this. Flipping that stitch just this way.
Just to make a point.
But full disclosure, I ripped mine out 3 times before I'm on the version that I am now, because it took me that long to really remember how to brioche.
And then when I saw this pattern, I'm like, do I want to keep going with this? Or do I want to do something more brioche? Because this is not that brioche. But the, do you like that word, brioche?
Brioche.
But I think that once the rectangles or these little arrowheads get bigger, I think it'll look cooler. I don't know.
You're just at the little...
I'm at the very beginning. But not enough contrast, I think. I don't know. It's cool. That's all I've done. Hohi's still asleep. The Hohi shell.
Mine too.
Mine is too. I'm still like clue 1 probably.
Rest in peace, starting point.
No, mine will get worked on.
Are we giving up?
No.
We're gonna have
we're gonna have
ceremony,
a
barial for the
a ceremony.
There'll be a miniature knitting graveyard out in the back of Enid's shop. Maybe that. No, I'm just kidding. I won't go there.
A bonfire. Oh no.
No.
It won't last long because wool doesn't burn. It'll go, and then you have to relight it.
Wouldn't that be disappointing?
We won't do that, don't worry.
We don't do that.
No wool is harmed in the filming of this podcast.
Will ever be harmed.
Never say never.
That's true.
Unless scissors are involved.
Oh.
I'll cut it. I don't care what it is. I'll cut it.
I'll cut a string. I'll cut a string.
I shouldn't be allowed to.
So
funny.
Do y'all want to know my worst knitting habit? We all have these bad knitting habits, right? So if I have reached a certain point in a project, I hate to frog. And if I've reached a point where something is going to take me a really long time to frog, I will cut it and I'll throw it away.
That hurts my heart.
Does it hurt your heart? I will.
Wow.
I have
Amanda's
no
like,
idea
I will
why.
cut a bitch.
I will cut it. And it
this pattern,
disappears.
She's like, I will cut a stitch.
I've only done it like twice.
Dang, she's like gangster knitter.
I throw stuff across the room, but then like I'll pick it up later.
See, that to me seems more violent in a way.
You destroy something. I pick it back up.
But you threw it. I didn't destroy it. I cut it and I threw it away. It's still in the same condition it was.
Now, when we cut, how you just cut here, or do you like cut the? Do we get like crazy and like cut?
No,
You
I will
destroy the
just
piece?
I will cut. Take my needles out and
Throw the
away
whole
you
thing
go.
away?
Totally.
Can't you give it to Molly so she can like undo it?
No, that's worse.
Amanda's like, it's in the past. It's time to move
That's
forward.
worse.
That breaks my heart.
I've done it twice.
That's not a lot.
No,
But really-
it's not a lot.
You know that's probably things that should happen. I have so many dormant projects that I'm like, I don't like you right now, and you're just gonna sit in this bag
In timeout.
and time out forever. And some of them are lace. So
Who the hell knows what's going on with that?
yeah, I mean, who knows where I left off?
Maybe we should do a bonfire.
Maybe I could just like
I think
stock
I'm
it
down
up
with
from
this.
there on.
We can like get some like Spanish moss and some like good wood.
All these projects, I'll have.
We'll have like
Got
some
a
like
big
congos.
pile of melted wool.
We'll have like candles.
Just
I think
ashes.
this would be kind of like cathartic.
We'll have some. What is it, McLaughlin? Sarah McLaughlin playing in the background.
Because then it sounds like dead puppies. I hate those commercials. We won't have Sarah McLaughlin.
We'll play something much angrier.
Yes. Maybe Fiona Apple. I have just revealed my age.
Fiona.
Come on. We all know what's that.
Circa 1997.
Yeah. I can't. I've got all the Fiona Apple's songs in my head, but I
Me
can't.
too.
They're all mixed up. So I've like the lyrics of one, but the rhythm of the other. Nah.
Oh, that's like the story of my life with music. I'm like that all the time. I have my hitchhiker. I'm actually to the point. I didn't bring it in with me. I just realized it's in the car. I'm at the point of the hitchhiker where it's like I'm now starting to see the light.
Are
The
you?
Hitchhiker.
Mm-hmm. It's actually the hitchhiker beyond. So it's the longest angle of the shawl that's got the teeth, as opposed to the medium-sized one.
I always think that I would like to do a really large garter shawl, something like that with the teeth. But when we start talking about 40 some odd, how many does it have? 30?
Yeah, there's like 60 teeth total or something.
My mind
Crazy.
goes bored.
Oh, I see. I like the mindless knitting.
I like mindless knitting too. It's something about the numbers.
Yeah, which is where the progress keeper came in. Because I was like, I'm not making any... It didn't look like I was doing anything, even though I'd done a lot of teeth. But it was just at that big point.
Progress keepers are helpful.
They're very important to me. They're like my rallying little cheerleaders.
The other thing that's important is to put your stuff on Ravelry, not for others, but for yourself. Because I remember not updating my Ravelry, or people that don't update their Ravelry.
I don't do mine very
And then
often.
I go, I don't knit anything. I don't knit very much, but I've been knitting for a long time. And then I look at my Ravelry and I'm like, oh, I made that. And I made that too. And half the stuff on there, or most of the stuff on there, I've given it away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't think I've knit very much.
I did a great Christmas shawl giveaway, like Christmas presents, a couple years ago. I think I gave one to everybody. And I still have a stack that haven't been blocked.
Oh, shawl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blocking.
I'll
block them for you if you want me to.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
I like blocking.
Enid likes to block.
I do. We talked about this first.
But it tells me, what it tells me is that I'm more of a process knitter than a finished object knitter, I guess. That I have so many things. I mean, I probably have 8 or 9 that are sitting there that just haven't been blocked.
Did you weave in the ends? No, you don't weave in the ends till after you block.
I've started to weave in the ends. I just don't trim them until I've
That's what
blocked
you were
it.
telling. I was like, would you? Yeah, I remember you were saying something. Did I just hit you?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I weave in the ends. I just don't cut them
I
until
can't
I've
really
blocked.
work on this brioche thing right now.
No,
thought I
that
would.
would be really difficult while talking.
I was like, oh, I
Which
can
is
do
why the lace cables are sitting right here.
that. Oh, got a little fur went up my nose.
But I actually fixed it the other night. When attempt number 3, I did something and I dropped something and I couldn't figure out how to fix it.
you fixed your own brioche.
And I fixed one the other night, which
this is the front. That's pretty.
was thing. But I've got to put a lifeline in. Like, I'm scared to death that I'm going to do something that I can't fix and I have to take the whole thing out. So I'm putting a lifeline in that sucker tonight.
So you mentioned lifelines. This section 3 that I'll be starting, there's high recommendations for lifelines. So any tips with lifelines that I should... I've never used a lifeline. I've never done that. So
what needles do you use?
These are 5s.
Do you have a 5 that's an interchangeable?
This is.
Oh,
are they interchangeable?
Yeah, but they don't have the deal.
Yeah, they do.
The little
it's right
hole.
there.
The hole.
Yeah, there's the hole.
Run dental floss through the hole.
Okay.
Tie it off and then knit a row. And you're
so
at the end of the row.
So my lifeline is
your
the dental
lifeline
floss.
will automatically come in. Mm-hmm.
So the dental floss is the lifeline. So this, I will need the right here.
Yep. Thread it through there. Tie it off so that it doesn't come down. And when you knit your next row, when you get to the end, your dental floss will be laying all through the middle of that row. And you don't have to like actually physically run a needle through it.
Excellent.
That was easy.
That was really easy. Dental floss.
Amanda's like
Dental floss.
the ninja, the Jedi today. She's like the knitting Jedi.
You are.
Just go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna go knock some yarn balls off of your shirt.
Amy, don't say that.
We're gonna go back there and there's gonna be a whole big mess.
I'll call you 11.
I watched 2 episodes of that Friday night. Oh my god!
Season 1 or season 2?
Season 2.
Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Salvador's been my little guy's been little guy. He's not a little guy. He's a big boy. He's been binge watching season 2.
Has he?
He's so excited. So then yesterday, I haven't seen season 1. I saw the first 3 episodes of season 1, and then I don't know what happened.
I'm assuming you're talking about Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
And
And then I quit watching it, and he went and binge watched the whole thing. So he was already done with season 1, but now I'm rewatching season 1, so he's watching it with me. And of course, Mommy's a sleepyhead, so
it takes a while.
I fell asleep through the second episode we were watching.
Oh my goodness. So I took my kids to SeaWorld.
Yes.
I went to SeaWorld twice last weekend. Not once, but twice. Because we're insane like that. Well, we have season passes, so I mean...
Twice the same day?
Twice the same day.
Yikes.
We took both kids in the morning to do like the little trick-or-treating thing with like the little kids and all that. But they do all the really scary stuff at night. So, of course, little Miss Badass wants to go back at night to go to the really scary stuff, right?
Was she scared?
Well, you know, I don't know. Maybe a little bit.
I would have been frightened. I
We
would have been
didn't
hiding behind her.
We didn't do any haunted houses. They had like 4 different haunted houses. But when they start advertising, like, we really don't recommend this for children under 13. And children 13 to 17 should probably have an adult. And pregnant women or people with cardiac conditions, like, we're not going to let you in. And all of these things. Like, I'm not going to take the 8-year-old in the haunted house.
I think it's a lot of build-up, though.
Well, and I'll tell you, this is our experience. So we went, and they have one part. It's like half of the park. You know, it's one big walking circle, basically SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And so you get part of the way down, and they have gates. So you know exactly when you're going in, right? And they don't do anything, like, outside of those gates.
Okay.
So you go into it, and all the streets are, like, themed differently. So we went into the first little part, and I mean, and it's dark. It's dark. There's fog, and it's really dark, and they have all the, like, different color spotlights that are kind of shining into the fog, so you can't see very well. Sensory deprivation a little bit, like it kind of already puts you...
It's supposed to disorient you.
Yes, you're already a little bit on edge. So we went through, and we weren't 6 steps into that part. And they have these people, and they must have had, like, metal on their knees and, like, on their shins where they've, like, greased it. And they have something on their hands, right? So they would come, and they would run, and they would hit the ground. And they would skid, and they would drag their hands along the car, and it would spark. So they would run, and they would do
cool.
this, and they would spark, and then they would jump up, and they would be right here.
I would have peed in my pants.
And they on the other, they had like these little claw things on one hand, and then something where it would clack, so you could hear this clacking, and then there'd be somebody coming up the other side, right? So
that's crazy.
She was pretty like on edge through that whole thing, you know. And then they have people like meandering, you know, through there and getting really close to you and looking at you very strange. And
were they zombies?
they had a zombie like section thing, and there was like a werewolf and like some creepy looking doll things. I think she was most scared of the dolls.
I would have been most scared of the dolls.
They had all these like dolls hanging from, you know, different things, and they were all like Annabelle, you know.
Annabelle.
So, but she got to see us get scared, and we're going through this going, they're not going to hurt you. It's not real. And she's like, okay, you know, like, I'm a little scared, but I'm not really scared.
Because mom and dad are being cool.
She's in the middle of mom and dad, right? She's in the middle of us, and she's got both of her hands. And so we walk across this bridge. And we had walked through the whole thing earlier in the day. So it's not like anything we were walking through was really a surprise, except for the change of ambiance. And we walk across this bridge, and I'm really close to these bushes. Right, and I'm talking to her, and I'm talking to Jeremy, and I get this.
Ay, Dios mío, no.
And I jumped.
From the bush.
And I cussed.
They're not supposed to touch you?
This isn't Magic Mike.
Grab your arm.
Do you know these people? Did
No.
you know them? Oh, okay.
It was just like...
They're not supposed to touch you.
So, grabbed my arm, and I jumped, and I screamed. And then I kind of like... I saw like a shirt like in the bushes. And then I kind of laughed, and Molly's like, did you say a bad word? Jeremy's like, yeah, she did. She did. Your mommy said a bad word. Thanks, babe. Hanging me out to dry. So, we walk a little bit further, and we get to the werewolf part, and there's this whole group of people walking next to us, and there's a fence. People walking. There's a guy, I guess, on the other side of this group of people. And we're walking, and again, like, we're chatting, and we're pointing things out, and, you know, like, oh, look at these people, and this one, like, jumps off of this fence, like, right at Jeremy, and he...
Did he say a bad word?
He did not say a bad word.
Damn it.
Right? But he's very quiet.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a very quiet guy, so... But he got scared, and I got scared, and... You know, so then we walked out of there and we were like, well, Molly, like, we have time. You could go through again. And she's like,
And are both Molly's hands in cast now because her hands
no.
She's all classy.
She's all...
No, she's good. But she's like, I'm glad we didn't go into any haunted houses.
Wow.
That
Like,
wasn't
no
a haunted house.
That was not a haunted house.
the
That
bridge.
was just like the walking trail.
That's very aggressive.
So
it scream.
Well, and it's advertised like for adults. You know, I mean, it's not for, even though people had like their toddlers there. We were, you know, apprehensive about taking her, but it was like, well, you know, if you want to go, we'll take you. You know, we're not going to go in any haunted houses. You know, if it's too much, we turn around and we, you know, walk out. You know, no harm, no foul. So, but yeah, people have their toddlers and baby strollers, and you know, and it's for, you know, an older crowd.
Right.
So, you know, maybe I'm not winning Mom of the Year on that one, but
But she wanted to go.
she wanted to go, and it was fine.
It was fun. Not for me.
And I rode my first roller coaster in like 20 years.
What?
Oh my
I
gosh.
did.
You will never see me on a roller
So
coaster.
that was fun. I rode it with her.
I used to love roller coasters when I was a kid.
too.
I loved them. And now as an adult, I don't know if it's my mortality that I like look at, or I don't know, but it's just like, no, thank you, I'm fine.
I think it's one of those things that you're more, the longer you've gone without having done it, the more apprehensive you are about it.
Oh, so was it fun?
It was fun.
Oh, nice.
It was fun. And she totally, and Jeremy had done them. He took her earlier in the summer, and she apparently made him ride all kinds of roller coasters and multiple times. And at SeaWorld, if there's nobody in line for the rides, and early in the day, there's not a lot of lines because there's not a lot of people there. They'll just let you stay on.
Oh, that's
if you want to stay on, you don't have to get off. So
Nice.
you can just ride them over and over.
Nope.
And over. And over.
I'm just like, nope.
Which for an 8-year-old is like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
so that was my fun for last weekend.
I never like that inertia, that stuff. It didn't do well. Like, it really bothered me. And now that I'm older, I can't even twirl around because did it finish? I can't even twirl around because I pass out. I get dizzy and vertigo or whatever you call it.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't do well with that momentum. Yeah, no.
But it's fun. You get that like sinking feeling in your stomach like the first time you go down where like your stomach drops and you're like, oh, I remember this feeling.
I love that feeling.
Oh,
so, and then it's like, I could do this. We had season passes to Astro World when I was young. Like,
I used to go to Astro World when I was a kid.
I'm happy to hold your purse and your
that
jacket.
over and over and over.
I'm happy to hold your stuff. Y'all just go have a good time. That's me. I'm at the bottom going, y'all just go out, watch all your things.
I'll be here eating your cotton
I'll be
candy.
here. Let me have your hat, honey. I'll hold that for you.
That's fun. It's fun stuff.
I'll take pictures while y'all are up there.
You'll be up there looking at everybody. Oh no.
Ay, Diosito Santos. Oh my God. Look at them going so fast. Yep. So what else is new?
So it just occurred to me that in 2 weeks is Kid and You, which is when you're working. So we may have to figure out when we'll record, unless we just do some recording at Kid and You.
We can do that. Can you? I wanted to go Sunday.
I can go early, so maybe I think that's what we might do.
Yeah,
but
Sunday should be.
I don't have the thing until 3. My grandma's bingo.
Oh, we were going to that. I was gonna go with you.
Are you gonna come with me? I didn't know if you were. I hadn't heard anything.
I say yes. I hadn't said yes to the other thing.
Okay. You can't join because you'll be closing down.
I can't say no to some bingo and snack food.
Nachos.
Yeah, my grandma's church, her parish has this like Thanksgiving bingo. And Enid, I took her to a summer bingo at my grandma's parish, and Enid got really into. I go because it supports my grandma's church, and like, well, and I go to eat junk food for sure, and it's just fun. And Enid's like, "Oh my God, I have one more. Oh my God, I'm gonna win. Oh my God, I want to win that one." And we didn't win.
I was like,
it was a lot of fun though.
Oh.
So, and so they're like legit because it's like in my grandma's neighborhood, so they speak in English and Spanish, and so they're all
nice.
Like, what? I don't know. They said
something. I love sitting where we were sitting because we were watching everybody, and it's just hilarious. There's like this little kid. He was maybe 15, 16 years old. He was really getting into it. He had no
he was like, oh, when he lost and stuff like that. It was really cute. So,
it was fun.
So yeah, so in 2 weeks we'll do some Kid and You footage and do some fun stuff for our podcast. I think that would be kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll go early.
Yeah.
And then what time is the bingo?
3.
We're open at 10 that day.
Yeah, it's open at 10 and it ends at 3 actually. So if we go till like 2 o'clock or something.
Cool.
It'll be pretty dead from like 10 to noon.
But you're not doing the other thing?
What other thing am I doing?
Oh, the
other thing. The other thing. Out of town.
Ooh, right.
You're a busy woman.
So all three of us were invited to a knitting sleepover in an undisclosed location and around somewhere.
I can't because my husband's working nights and I can't leave the boys.
And I'm a Kid and You.
And she's a Kid and You. So yeah, but if I meet you like at noon and we're there till 2, and if you get there at 10, because I still have to drive back and we'll probably sleep in. Yeah. And I'm super excited.
Yeah,
needing a sleepover. But that's all I'm gonna say. So
can we FaceTime this time?
Yeah. I just have to make sure my phone's charged. Because I think that was the problem last time.
Okay. Cool.
So we're already planning ahead. This may or may not. We don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know what's gonna happen. Life happens.
Yeah. So
episodes get broken. Ugh. I will apologize for that forever.
And one of my like darkest knitting faux pas was in that episode. So it's going to stay hidden a little bit longer.
I didn't remember it.
I think I do, but we won't talk about it.
I've got it.
Not this
episode.
Did
I have it? Did I get rid of it?
I've She's just gonna give you the audio of this. You don't even need the video. You just
don't.
need the audio.
It's just the audio.
We might do little pictures. I'll do little pictures.
Little drawings.
Yeah, they see those things on Facebook where they like.
It's gonna be like a dramatic scene of a crime.
Yes, and her knitting faux pas it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because cutting my knitting and throwing it away isn't bad.
It's worse. Families were involved.
What? I'm gonna have to go rewatch the film. Or, well, I can't rewatch it. I'll have to go listen to it. I don't know what happened.
You were there as it happened.
I think it was an update.
I found out about it later because I didn't join.
I think it was a software update. It was either my phone software update or my editing video software update. And it just,
there were a lot of updates.
I don't want to play the video. I'm just going to let you listen to it.
Oh, good.
Like, okay. Thank you.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So thanks for hanging out with us for a while, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.